Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what a break from reality actually feels like.
So is it like drinking cocktails at a all-inclusive resort?
No, not that kind of break from reality. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Living Well with Schizophrenia channel. My name is Lauren, and I make videos about what it's like to live with schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. And if you would like to see more from us, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you want to help support us in creating videos like this, make sure to check out the link to our Patreon page. It's in the description below. Once you become a patron, you also gain access to our private Discord community. We also offer weekly peer support groups, and so if any of this interests you, make sure to check out the link to our Patreon page. Okay, so schizophrenia is kind of defined as split mind. And so what this means kind of is like the mind is breaking from reality. And that's often a common definition of what schizophrenia or what psychosis is. I think it's important to kind of differentiate, though, that this can include things like hallucinations and symptoms like that, where you are seeing things or hearing things or feeling or smelling or tasting or whatnot, things that aren't really there, and you're experiencing hallucinations like that. But I think there is a difference, for me anyway, between experiencing hallucinations and experiencing a bigger break from reality. So when I'm talking about having this bigger break from reality, that is typically what I'm referring to when I say that I am in the throes of psychosis. And so hopefully this video will shed a bit more light on what I mean when I say that in our other videos. So I suppose getting right into it, what this kind of feels like is you are experiencing the same world, but it almost feels like it's a parallel universe of some kind, or that's what it feels like for me, where you are experiencing the same stimuli. Mostly, you might be experiencing hallucinations as well, but you're experiencing the same world, but it's something has shifted in how you are experiencing it, and it feels almost like a different narrative is being woven, or just something is different about the way you are experiencing life. And when I am in this altered state of reality, it's very hard to remember the way I used to experience reality. And it feels like this is just the way it has always been. This is the way it always will be. And it can feel a little unnerving and scary because I know that something is off, and I know that something is not quite fitting right within how I'm experiencing the world, which is maybe why it's a little bit scary, and often more negative delusions are woven into this experience. So perhaps a helpful analogy to kind of help you understand what this might feel like for someone who is experiencing a break from reality is the state of dreaming, where you are in the dream and on some level, you know that it can't be real, but you are so enmeshed in the experience of your dream that you just take it as it is, and it must be the way it is. It must be real. If you are all of a sudden an astronaut, you don't really question, well, did I train to become an astronaut? Or does this make sense? Is this feasible? You're just like, okay, yeah, I'm an astronaut. And I think that similar kind of delusion comes into play when someone is experiencing a psychotic break from reality. Also, when you're dreaming, you kind of take reference points that make sense to you in your life, and it's often populated by people you know and places you know, and it feels like you're experiencing your normal reality, even though it is altered in some way. And so that is kind of the root of how breaks from reality feel for me, where I am experiencing the world. Well, I'm not experiencing the world. I am perceiving regular things in the world that I typically perceive, but it almost feels like it's a parallel universe version of it, where different things are just kind of altered, or I am experiencing regular stimuli in a different way. So when I am in this altered state of reality, it can take on different forms. It can take on different kind of experiences, but a common one that I experience is kind of like the persecutory delusions enmeshing in that altered state of reality, where I feel like everyone is kind of out to get me or following me, or the police are following me to bring me, I don't know, to the hospital, I don't know, to harm me in some way. And that is the altered state of reality that I'm experiencing, where everyone is kind of against me and I'm still seeing everyone and interacting with everyone, but there's this different tinge to our interactions because it's like this like blanket of delusion has been lowered over my experience of the world. So you can imagine that this experience for me is scary in that everyone you are interacting with has this kind of like ulterior motive and they're out to get you and trying to harm you, but they're covering it up in the way they're interacting with you. And that is how I perceive the world often when I'm in this altered state of reality, this break from reality. And it can be very scary and isolating. I think to bring it back to the dream analogy, when you're in the dream, you don't really question the ridiculousness of aspects of the dream. You just kind of go with it and you take it as it is until you wake up. And then you're like, wow, that was ridiculous. I don't know why I went along with that and believed that was real. What was I thinking? And it's kind of the same when you come out of the break from reality, when you come out of psychosis, where it's like, what was I thinking? Did that really happen? Could that have happened? Did I really think like that? And oftentimes for me anyway, it's not a stark beginning point and end point of this break from reality. It's kind of a gradual phase into this altered state of reality where, just little things keep changing until it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just feels like a completely different experience of the world. And likewise, coming out of it is also a gradual process where usually it's initiated by changing medication or going back on medication, where things kind of start shifting to be a little bit more back to the way they were. But this is a very confusing period where it's like, well, this is what the reality that I was holding on to, but now I'm experiencing a reality that I think I experienced before. And it's a very disorienting period of time. Something that has also happened for me when I am in this state of broken reality or altered reality is I kind of forget, who I identified as before. And, my understanding of who I am becomes affected. And I think that's a disorienting and kind of scary experience too, to all of a sudden not know who you are and how you fit into the world. So for me, it's not like a break from reality means I'm in this kaleidoscopic alternate universe world. It's just that I'm in kind of a parallel universe where everything is as it typically is, but the way I'm experiencing it is altered. And perhaps there's different narratives woven in or delusions kind of woven into how I'm experiencing the world around me. For me personally, this has led me to question reality a lot more and to, I guess, broaden my understanding, maybe not understanding, I don't know, speculation about what reality is, if there is reality. And I think that, this kind of train of thought and these experiences are why people with schizophrenia often question reality. So again, what I've shared in this video are my own experiences with breaking from reality and with psychosis. If you have other experiences or experiences to add to this, we would love to hear about them in the comments below. So I hope this video helped to increase your understanding about what a break from reality can look like or what it can actually mean. If you want to see more videos from us, make sure to subscribe. And also just a quick reminder to check out the link to our Patreon page if you'd like to help support us in creating these videos. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, wishing you and your loved ones good health. See you in the next video. Bye.